Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order, Last Days of Europe. It's been a while since we hopped in to TNO. I believe last time we played as Sukhov and his West Russian Revolutionary Front. We beat back the reactionaries, the monarchists, the Democrats. We put ourselves in a nice position to free the people of Russia once and for all. The series is going to be a little bit different. I think the good last couple of the TNO series, we've done nothing but Russia. And there's a lot of cool content in the Russian warlords. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably hop in relatively soon to play another, but it's time to take a little bit of a break, focus on another part of the world, because gosh darn it, I've played a lot of these warlords already. I've played Comey 5 fucking times on this channel already, so let's give this area a bit of a break. So I'm noticing, region of the world's looking a little different. I think, this might be the first time I'm playing on the new patch, at least YouTube-wise. Because they added content to they integrated Cold Silver Springs into Brazil, and I guess we added some stuff here and here and here. So Afghanistan is still no longer on the coast, which feels bad, man. Also, I have a little submod going, which kind of fixes Atlantropa and makes the Mediterranean look kind of normal. The dam is still there, but I believe the exclamation is it's going to start kind of... this is the era where the Mediterranean is actually going to start drying up around 62. So, that's interesting. But we're not going to worry about the Mediterranean right now. We're going to Africa, my friends. Now, back with the, We Don't Surf demo, I played a couple of nations over here. I played as Union of South Africa, and we played that. What was it? We decided to increate the ANC, make it unoutlawed, and then beat back the Reichskommissariats in a pretty decisive manner. And then we hopped into Central Africa. And we didn't actually fight in the war. We just did a little a hunting simulator, which I had a lot of fun with, although that fucking Topi still upsets me to this day, but what are you gonna do? So there are two other factions that we haven't played yet from the original content, and today we're going to be playing one of them. It's a little bit of a rough one, I'm not going to lie. We're going to be playing as VRK Ostafrika. And, yeah, we're going to be, Is there anything I want to strengthen in here? But yeah, we're going to be playing as them. And, well... We'll be playing through all the content that can happen here. I'll put it like that. It's going to be a little rough. I don't know if Tabby is worse or if this is. I guess there's only one way to really find out, isn't there? Well, as we load in, and the dread slowly builds, let me ask you guys, how are you doing? It's good to be back, offline, recording without a YouTube out and about. Did a, guys haven't checked it out yet, I did a little test drive for Humankind. Played that a little bit, so if you'd like to check that out, I'd appreciate it. So I have the Romania series, which has been up, did okay view-wise. Eventually, probably have to finish up Cave Story. But yeah, it's good to be back. Got some things to do, for sure, but it'll be entertaining, nonetheless. When the Reich gained control over the great mass of sub-Saharan Africa, it quickly became clear that what the control meant varied massively from place to place. What exactly the term National Socialist means has never been entirely clear. However, if there is an orthodox National Socialist colony, it is surely Ostafrika. Under the leadership of Hans Hutic, the region is ruled under a strict militarist hierarchy. The Boers and Anglos stand above toiling African slaves. The Germans stand above them, and Hutic lords over them all, plotting to expand his empire and contemplating the wrongs he suffered. There's no wall that is not decked in barbed wire, no television not stuffed with listening devices and propaganda, and no white child that isn't raised to be a soldier. As the other German colonies denigrate even further into degeneracy, the Reichskommissar's plots to expand the Reich's control over the Dark Continent bear fruit, the people of Ostafrika shoulder their heavy burden without complaint, if only of fear of the consequences. Hutig's long-sought war with South Africa seems almost within reach, but the Americans might prove to be a greater foe than he had imagined. His East African dystopia is perhaps the most successful of the German African colonies, as measured by the fervency and meticulousness of his soldiers. Will Count Hutig's throne of bayonets remain stable much longer, or will the developing conflict be a tragic demise for the National Socialist German will? So let's check out the features. We can investigate your less reliable comrades for corruption and other high crimes against the Reich. You can lead a charge against the degenerate South Africans with the finest SS divisions of pure Aryan blood, and balance the loyalty and brutality of Hutu soldiers against their small numbers and frail allies. Forwards. Destiny lies ahead. Hard mode. Oh god. For more challenging, drawn-out, and flavorful experience for you, the player, it's recommended that you enable hard mode. This will increase the strength of South Africa to create a much more true-to-lore South African war. Once hard mode is enabled, it cannot be disabled again. If you're looking for a casual and quick war that can easily be won, however, it's recommended to not take this decision, which will disappear 1 year from game start. Well, I don't want to suffer too badly. It's already going to be a lot of suffering already. Let's try to minimize all the suffering, I guess. I don't know. But we do got a couple people to take a look at. Our leader is Hans Hutic, who's a terrorizer, so we lose political gain every month. And all the Reich, few names, embody tenebrosity as sternly as Reichskommissar Hans Hutic. Once the overseeing commandant of brutal extermination camps during the war, Hutic has devoted himself to ruthlessly fulfilling the National Socialist tradition over Ostafrika, within labyrinth camps of African slaves and burgeoning swaths of revolting tribes. He is seen as a pernicious enigma of Nazi horror, and a mathematician of ruination. For Hutic himself, he prefers to see himself as the only German in Africa who sees the truth. Africa is a continent with a heart of utter darkness, and a fist of Damascus steel. I thought they were thinking like Sword of Damocles for a second. A fist of Damascus steel must crush her subhuman evil. Hutic's sworn loyalty to the Reich, domestic brutality, and organizational competence has proved time after time again. From ensuring an effective pure government, employing only Germans, and refusing to use African SS divisions to the constant drill and battling of his elite garrisons, bolstered by the former Anglo populations of Rhodesia. Hutic's rigid and militaristic society is more akin to a massive concentration camp than a colonial authority. Yet as his fellow governors leave their dominions to decadence and decay, they are seen as stars for the facsimiles of prosperity and undeserved wealth. In return, Hutic harbors nothing but contempt for his peers, solely communicating with Reich and planning for the inevitable conflicts within the South and East himself. He has no disputes with the only title affixed to him by foreign intelligence, the only Nazi in Africa. To him, Africa needs no one else. So let's take a look at some of our heads of government. We have Richard Baer, a head of government for the Burgundian, who follows the Burgundian system. Then we have Josef Mengele, who, if you don't know who he is, don't look it up. It's not good. We have Karl Chmielewski. Not quite sure how to pronounce that. Not entirely sure who he is, but I'm not sure I want to know. And we have Otto Forschner. Yeah. So let's take a look at our national spirits. We have, number 1, just another camp, which gives us some okay boosts and some not so okay malices. France Hutic, the running of a Reichskommissariat is no different than that of a concentration camp. We are not here to build a nation. We are not here to uplift locals. We are the guards, and this is their prison. Any signs of dissent will be crushed, and the native population will mine and farm for the Reich until they drop. Well, that's uplifting. Next, we have the Aryan-only SS. Whilst other elements of the Reich are all too happy to welcome degeneracy into their ranks, we can never lower ourselves to such a disgrace. The native population must know their place below the German, and so the SS in Ostafrika comprises of full-blooded Aryans alone. I'm going to be put on a watch list for this, probably. Next, we have the unending war. Our colonies, in a near-constant state of warfare as countless native resistance movements, carry out our persistent guerrilla war against our regime. Our patrols are ambushed, convoys stolen, positions raided, and settlements burned. Even the fiercest of our soldiers have come to fear straying too far from the few beacons of civilization. And then we are surrounded by degeneracy, which is just fucking dog shit overall. Reichskommissar Hans Hutic is a lone fortified island in a sea of degeneracy. Both inside and outside Ostafrika, evil minds conspire to put an end to the rightful German rule over Africa. The lax rule of foolish administrators only fuels discontent and chaos throughout the German Lebensraum. To this end, he has embarked on a crusade in the name of all Aryans, to ensure that traitors, incompetents, hedonists, rebels, and other degenerates all meet their long due end, to be on the other end of a rifle barrel, or spend the rest of their pitiful life toiling for the good of the Reich in their concentration camps. Yeah, not fun stuff. Not at all. But, yeah. I don't know what else to say. This is kind of rough right now. We don't have any events or decisions, so let's go work on research. We have a free research slot, so that's not bad. Let's do that, and industry. We're actually ahead on a lot of this, actually. We're right on track. Which is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Okay, frames are being a little, sketchy, so let's go ahead. Take our units. We'll go ahead. We'll give Hutig control as a field marshal and for a general. We literally only have the 4 guys who are running the government, and then this dude. And let's put this dude in charge. It looks like the rest of these guys are probably gonna be busy with. Well, I don't want to know what they're going to be busy with. But, let's give it to Arthur Lebehenschel. I don't know. Something like that. And, front line is going here. Meanwhile, we have some free dockyards. We already have everything more or less building. Should be fine how it is. And Convoys. Just build some convoys. We have no divisions in basic training. These divisions aren't too bad. Only have to end them a little bit. Wehrmacht aren't too bad either. And then we have these guys, which are okay. We'll go ahead and train some Wehrmacht. Drop them there. They don't have too much manpower, but what are you going to do? So let's check out what we got. We have mass illiteracy, and that's going down. How it can go down any further, I don't know, but I guess we are. Rudimentary research facilities. Centralized agriculture, which is, it's not subsistence. Our poverty is dog shit, although, who knows, we might make it to the Spartan ideal. We only have power tools, better than hand tools. Our industrial base is pretty basic. Our army is doing pretty okay. And we don't have any nukes, thank God. Okay. A little bit of a bleak looking setup. And it's probably going to get worse, spoiler alert. But, for now, let's start with the Guardians of Africa. Africa's a nest of vipers. It's a land infested by bandits, overrun by rebels, endangered by terrorists, and even worse, full of traitors. It's clear by the day that we, among the four Reich Commissariat, we are the only ones actually defending the interests of Germania and the Dark Continent, and ensuring that the light of National Socialism still shines even in the pitch-black jungles covering this hellhole. We are the Guardians of Africa, and we will ensure our legacy lasts for 1,000 years. No one else can be trusted. No one. So we got some fun focuses like be happy or else, colonial rewards system. Let's see. Booby trap the border, slave munitions, and prepare the werewolves. Well. It's time to unpause and get to it. How are we doing resource-wise? We could use more steel, so let's go ahead and buy some steel from Germania. Aluminum, too. Well, we can buy some aluminum as well. Well, we've landed on the moon. That's pretty cool. I'm sure nothing bad will happen after that happens. Oh no, something bad almost happened. Okay, Guardians of Africa, there we go. So, I think we'll ease into that one. Let's go ahead and get those drums echoing. The indolent bastards, who should be our brothers, are content just doing nothing. Mueller spends his time hunting beasts he shares so much with, especially in the brain department, while Schenk, the traitor, showers the inferiors in time and money he could surely find a more productive use to. But we are different. Yes, we are different. We have keen eyes and ears, and we know. We see the dust rising to the south, where a nation lies broken and ready to collapse. And we hear the drums of war, those same drums who led our glorious Führer to begin his crusade against imperialism. We shall follow his shining example. Let the drums roar. Make them louder. 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 Well. Shimmering in the torpid heat of the afternoon, the sun cast its golden rays across the deep emerald gardens. Long shadows flowed down the white pebbled pathways where every so often a gardener could be glimpsed drifting through the gloom. was at the time of the afternoon where men grew weary as the hours stretched on, awaiting the evening coolness that heralded the workday's end. A stark contrast of slaves meandering through his umbral gardens, Reichskommissar Hans Hutic stood at attention, his spine as straight as the marble pillars that flanked him. From the shade of his palace balcony, he frowned down the gardeners with distaste. Ignoring the sweat that soaked through his heavy woolen uniform, Hutic raised his mug to his lips and sipped, savoring the bitter taste of his afternoon coffee. Determined to preserve the purity of his Arianism, it was one of the few luxuries he allowed himself. Finishing his coffee, Hutic returned to his office. A phalanx of revolving fans cooled the air, battering it around the room. A stark contrast of the sweltering malaise of Africa. It brought to mind his nostalgic images of days spent in the wintry Saxony of his boyhood. Wiping such pointless thoughts from his mind with determined efficiency, Hutic sat behind his enormous mahogany desk and continued his paperwork. As he drafted yet another letter to Germania requesting more aid in men and supplies, Hutic briefly wondered how Mueller and Schenk were occupying the afternoon. He conjured the mental image of Mueller pissing himself in a drunken stupor, and Schenk's desk collapsing under the weight of unread reports. Neither of those indolent buffoons were fit to bear the title of Reichskommissar. Only he had the will, the strength, the purity to advance the Reich's interest in Africa. Smirking, he signed the letter, dumped it in the out tray, and snatched another document off the pile. Hutic frowned as he read. It was a dossier detailing the results of an investigation into the collapse of a recently constructed bridge in Zambia, which is blamed on poor planning by the German engineers in charge of the project. In a sudden fit of pique, he crumpled it into a ball and threw it into the wastebasket. Scowling, Hutic leaned back, the creaking of his chair settling him on edge. Always, he was surrounded by idiots and incompetents. How was he supposed to impose the Aryan ideal in Africa when the dregs were all he ever got? The cravens, fools, bunglers, and exiles the Reich saw fit to dump in his lap. Germania seemed to think of Quelimane as a refuse pile, fit only for those inadequate to serve in the Reich proper. But what? Asked a little voice in the back of his mind. Did that make him? For a moment, Hutic sat idle, doing nothing but listening to the fans, until their steady thrumming seemed indistinguishable from the beating of his heart. Then, sighing through his nose, the Reichskommissar bent forward to fish the crumpled dossier out of the wastebasket. He hated all of this, and somehow he couldn't get away. Let's see what we got. Lead-only education. Boreman. More like boring man. Fucking got him. Yeah, man. It looks... I'm not used to the Mediterranean looking normal with DNO. It's kind of nice. But, I still gotta get used to that, man. In time. In time. So I think we got some steel and aluminum, right? Yeah, we did. So I'll go ahead and buy some more steel. We should probably check our economy real quick. We have something new to check out, but... we're actually making a nice little profit. Which I'm pleasantly surprised to see. Let's go ahead and put this back in our GDP. We'll just, we'll not worry about debt. Debt's just a number. There's nothing bad that's going to happen because we don't pay our debt. I'm sure. Well, shoot, let's check out Southern land grants. Our occupation has left us with thousands of British colonial subjects, most of which landowners, now under our care. Unlike their masters in Canada, these men are mostly in line with our ideals, if not politically, at least pragmatically. After all, they do not want to lose their lands to a native uprising. In order to ensure their support and make happy our allies in London, we shall let them keep their lands. This should also grant us an interested partner in keeping these locals in check, and a meat shield in case things go south. There we go. So, we got war preparations. Conflicts in Africa is surely inevitable. While our fellows in the other colonies may not care about preparing for such conflict, we certainly do. Preparing for the war will also keep the Reichskommissar from becoming too consumed proving the treason of Schenk and Mueller a possible pointless endeavor. So. Oh no. Well. I guess at the very least we can go ahead. We have a way to buff surrounded by degenerate. I don't like how that'll happen, but we have the option to. Anyway. I'm gonna get a here, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. Did Serbia give this province? Good for them. They already had it rough enough. We might as well give them a little extra. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, hit the sub button from uploads every weekday, as well as occasionally Saturdays. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, check out the comment section below. I read all the comments I get. I appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to send me bucks my way every month, I have a Patreon. If you want to share or play games, I have a Discord. If you want to see me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch. All of which are down in the description box below. Well, that's really about it for now, folks. My name has been DB333. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.